Whoa, meet your requirements? What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for a place that gives me an opportunity to grow, to excel, to invent, and to innovate. I want to be a part of an institution that paves my way to discover myself, world moving forward in technology. I want to go to a place that sets a futuristic pattern of education filled with ideas and radical performances. Basically, I want to live my dream.
Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream.
So we are good to go live. A very good morning to all of you. A very warm welcome to all these who have shown interest in looking at commerce programs as their way forward when it comes to higher education. This particular webinar has been organized by Dayanand Sagar University on the request that we have been receiving at the admission cell, wherein parents have been calling us, talking about what kind of programs available under the commerce industry, what kind of specializations, what kind of career opportunities, what kind of jobs, what kind of campus life. So with this varied of questions that we keep answering, we also felt why not we introduce the entire department to these upcoming aspirants who are eager to know what does it take to enter Dayanand Sagar University Department of Commerce and Management Studies, and what does it take today to excel in the commerce industries. So here we are, students, on this exclusive program where there's always a question what to do, what kind of program to do, what kind of university to choose, what kind of things that I need to keep in mind before I choose my university. And we are here today to give as much as details that are possible that can help you or make you confident to decide how to proceed, when to proceed, and with what to proceed. So here we are today I would like to welcome all the distinguished speakers for today. I'm your host and the moderator. My name is Srinivas Shinde. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Dayanand Sagar University, and I take pride in welcoming the distinguished for today's webinar. I would like to introduce the speaker number one for the day, Professor Dr. Knb Murthy. Sir is the Vice Chancellor at Dayanand Sagar University and has also been the former Vice Chancellor at PES University, Bangalore. Sir holds a bachelor's degree in electrical power engineering and a master's in electrical engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and a Science and Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Sir he has worked as a research specialist in parallel computing at Mexico State University, US. Sir is currently the member of Karnataka State Higher Education Council and the academic senate member of Triple. Sir, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Shinde.
Our speaker number two for the day is Dr. Trupta Shankar. He is the Dean for the School of Commerce and Management Studies for the UG programs. He is a PhD from University of Mysore with 2 decades of corporate experience across multiple industries. His areas of research interest include corporate social responsibility, entrepreneurship, marketing, strategic management. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Trupta.
Thank you.
Our speaker number 3 for the day is Dr. Chandra Kalaji. She's currently working as an associate professor and program manager for the BCom, as well as she's the coordinator for the IQAC department at the School of Commerce and Management Studies, Dayanand Sagar University. She holds an MCom in finance with an MBA in financial management and a PhD in commerce and a UGC NEET qualified. Dr. Chandrakala has over 18 years of rich experience in academics and specializes in accounting and finance. A warm welcome to you, Doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Speaker number 4 from the industry is Ms. Nitya Rajgopalan. She is the VP in Academics and Student Relations and is an alumnus of Miles Education who comes with a rich industry experience of almost in the finance and accounting domain. She heads the academic and student experience team of Miles Education. Prior to joining Miles, she has held key in multinational companies like Ford, McKinsey, and BNY Mellon. Her key strengths are business partnering, automation, coaching, and mentoring. She also has hands-on experience using analytical as well as the visualization tools like Power BI and Tableau for creating dashboards and performing real-time data analysis. A very warm welcome to you.
Thank you, sir.
Speaker number 5 is Mr. Amal Matthew Chako. He is the member of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. He is a full-time professional tutor for ACCA UK and CMA US courses. He worked in the audit domain with Ernst and Young before becoming a tutor out of passion. During his tenure as an academic author, he associated world's leading academic publishers like Pearson, Wiley, McGraw-Hill. He delivers classes at various professional institutes across India. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Chako.
Thank you, sir.
I now would like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Knb Murthy, to address the students and to set the context and to share your views. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shindik. Respected co-panelists, the students who have joined this campus info, and also others who are present in this meeting. The objective of this campus info session is to create awareness about a program of study, particularly the commerce in this case, to ensure that students have all the information before they decide on the program of study. This is going to be the crucial program which a student would study, and also this program of study would decide the future career paths. Therefore, it's extremely important for us to ensure that we have the full information about the bachelor's degree in particular. The Dayananda Sagar University has been doing it in the last 2 years about all programs of study offered in the university. Now, I would like to stress upon 3 or 4 important points which you need to know before deciding about a program of study. Our the experts would give you more information about the career opportunities, the kind of options that you would have. Let me briefly touch upon what commerce education is all about. Education is all about trade, commerce, and industry. In other words, commerce, the goods that are being manufactured, how these goods are going to be transported from one place to other place. As we all of us are aware, the goods are not going to be consumed at the place of its manufacture. Therefore, some trade is going to be involved, some transport is involved, some logistics involved in doing it. Therefore, the commerce education is all about that. Second, commerce education basically talks about how these things are going to be done in a much effective way. Whenever we talk about this, 3 or 4 important parameters or attributes are going to be critical. One is the ease of operations. Second, the third, the time, cost, and the ease easy thing, how comfortable things from one place to another. It's all about this. The other thing that you need to know is a program study in commerce. What will be the future? How the future is going to look like? Therefore, happening today, you need to look at the things that would happen 3 or 4 years down the line, because you're going to graduate down the line. Therefore, you need to see what will be the environment, work environment 4 years down the line. Some prediction kind of inputs are available about future. Inputs that we have are the predictions that were made. Future is going to be much more complex than what we have today. Complex in the sense there will be a lot more technology usage. There are a lot more complex problems being solved. There are a lot more detailing is going to be done in the future. That's one prediction that has been made. Second prediction that has been made is enough technology in every walk of life, including commerce. Meaning, apart from
Ms. Rhea, can you go on mute, please?
You need to learn something about technology along with commerce. The other prediction that has also been made is that the future is going to have multidisciplinary components. It's not pertinent to commerce alone. It will also have other components. Therefore, you need to have knowledge of the allied branches to be successful. There's one thing that you need to clearly know. The other thing that you also need to know in the future is that the jobs are higher than what we see today. The opportunities are going to be plenty. Abundant opportunities are going to be created in every discipline, in every field of study, be it commerce, engineering, medicine, law, design. You talk about it. Anything and everything will. Therefore, opportunities are going to be available for those people who have the skills, who have the abilities. Therefore, the future requires that kind of preparation to meet those challenges. The other prediction that's also been made is that a person will not work in a single organization for a longer duration of time because of the kind of job roles. People are going to work for shorter durations for much higher packages. Means a person working in a single organization for a long time is more or less ruled out or taken out in the future. Continue to work for more than one organization simultaneously, or they work in multiple organizations through their in of 30 years, they may work in 10, 15 organizations. That's the kind of thing that's being predicted in the future. The other thing that you also need to know is the which program study. If you take commerce, commerce also has multiple components. It could be a pure general commerce program, or you can have specializations in the commerce itself. Probably experts would tell you more about it, like ACCA, CMA, several others. Therefore, you also need to know which particular thing is the one you need to choose. How do you choose this? This is purely based on your passion and your talent. Means the kind of background that you have, the kind of the expertise that you have, the kind of knowledge that you have, you need to decide about the program. Probably the faculty would guide you from first year to second year to third year. They'll tell you how to go about it. The program study. Coming to the last, which university study this? Because I'm trying to talk about three major aspects. The first aspect I'm talking about is the work environment. The second aspect I'm talking about is programs. The third aspect I'm talking about is a institution or a university where you need to study these programs. In other words, you are going to study a program in a university which prepares you for the future. That's how the three components are related. Which university? Every university is going to offer a become a bachelor's degree. You need to join a university which will provide the flexibility for learning. What is my flexibility by learning? Flexibility of learning, meaning it must be an opportunity to learn more than one subject. Apart from a major in commerce, can you do a minor in law? Can you do a minor in computer science? Can you do a minor in music, for example? Is it the multi opportunities for learning thing that you need to look at? Second thing that you need to look at is this university incorporated, proposed by the National Education Policy? The National Education Policy has clearly indicated the future must be far different from the education that we are talking. Does it provide flexibility for a person to move from one to the other? Is there a possibility to have a minor and a major? That is the kind of university. Next, you need to study in university which has understood the future. What are the multidisciplinary learning, skills, the technology, familiarity? Is there a university which provides you an opportunity to learn the technology, learn the major, learn the minor in a way that's required for the future? And that is exactly what the university must do. You need to study that in such a university. Then the other thing that is a university which adopts what is called as experiential learning. Experiential learning is learning by doing. Is it possible to do small projects, small activities to learn the thing? Instead of learning in the classroom itself, is it possible for you to learn outside the classroom as well? That's the university you need to look for. I'm extremely happy to tell you that Dayanand Sir University has understood all these things quite well. It's going to do whatever that's possible for a student to succeed, and also provides you the kind of opportunities required for choosing your career path. There are multiple career paths that are going to be possible, which experts will tell you more about it. And they could be in the form of a charter, the company secretary, the costing, then the business executives, etc. For each one of them requires a different kind of skills, and possibly university which provides all that. I'm extremely happy to tell you that Dayanand Sir University does every bit of work. I'll stop here by thanking the organizers, and by the end of this session, you will have a fair idea with regard to the commerce program, the opportunities, and gives you enough information to make an informed choice. And I wish you very best of luck. Future is extremely bright. Only thing that's required is you need to put in hard effort in learning things. Learning has to happen on a continuous basis. Future requires that kind of thing, because a lot of dynamic changes are going to come in. You need to be prepared for that kind of a scenario. With this, I wish each one of you best of luck once again, and thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to be part of this webinar. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful ideas given to the student and the thought process for them to think about it. Thank you so much. I now would like to invite Professor Dr. Shankar, and Sir will be touching the School of Commerce and Management Studies Department, as well as the super evolving campus life at DSC. Over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot. A very good morning to my fellow panelists and as well as all the prospective undergrad students. I'm happy to part of this session. Now, just before I go into the details of how, how the BCom runs at SCMS, I just want to give a perspective of what SCMS is all about. We broadly run 3 programs. One is the executive MBA program. Then there is an MBA program, and we have an undergrad program that has both the BPA and BCom program. And with around more than 1,000 students, our annual intake is more than 1,000 plus students. Our executive MBA program attracts students from different corporates. Many corporates have sponsored with around 11 specializations. MBA program has around 8 specializations. And BCom, we'll be discussing more of it in the next few slides. We are rated as the 12th best emerging B school, along with the IIMs. How it has happened? Because of the faculty, the quality of faculty that we have, the pedagogy, what we learn, what is the content, and how it is taught. And also we should be aware that we are all present in Bangalore. We are all lucky to be present in Bangalore. The fact that it is one of the largest city, one of the oldest metros, and it's listed by Forbes that it is going to be the only global city in India in the coming years. And we also know that it's the silicon capital of the world, more or less, and also the startup capital with more than 25 plus unicorns out of Bangalore. So I just want to move further in what is that we have to offer in SCMS. And yeah. Chandra Kalaji, can go to the next slide, please.
Yes, sir. I'm just trying. One second. Just a second.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln said the best way to predict our future is to create it. That's what we look at creating here at SCMS. And typically we have questions. Some of the questions that typically comes for any undergrad who wants to get into a program is, why should one pursue a BCom program? Which BCom stream to choose? Where to do BCom? Why in Dayanand Sagar University? And what are the career prospects expected from BCom? These are the questions that typically that we are going to answer throughout the session by the experts, both from the industry as well as our faculty. Now, if we look at why should one pursue the BCom program, look at the kind of salaries that we can look at. It is one of the highest, or rather we prepare students to ensure that they are adequately placed in the corporates as well. And also the pedagogy, the way it is taught, how it is taught, and the quality of faculty. The reasons that you would want to get into an BCom include that you want to get a job with a good package, probably want to get to become your own boss. You want to look at getting into higher educational opportunities. We at SCMS, we have many students going abroad and studying further. It also, one of the reasons that you might want to be looking at a BCom is network and gain credibility, as well as enhance knowledge, develop communication skills and personality development. The core objective of our program to ensure all this through how is it we are going to do and where is that you have to do an MBA and BCom program is the choice should be based on whether you get experienced faculty, whether there is an industry engagement, whether there is an updated pedagogy where the syllabus is updated on a yearly basis. You have to ask question as how good is the infrastructure, how good is the placement, and how good is the internship support and industry engagement. Now, moving on to what is that we can offer at SEMS, School of Commerce and Management Studies, we have nearly 70 plus faculty who are like for both BBA and BCom. We have 70 plus faculty who have tremendous amount of industry experience as well as research experience drawn out from different companies as well as different disciplines. We conduct nearly around 150 plus guest lectures over a period of 3 years on various topics. We also to create that fun and learning environment, we have around 7 clubs which are actually run by the students themselves. The clubs includes entrepreneurship club, where the students are allowed to simulate on business plan as to how to write a business plan, how to learn how to start a company and so on. Then we have a sports club which talks about how students can get involved in various sporting activities. We have a case study club. Case study club is one of the recent introduction where students are introduced to understand and develop critical abilities so that it will be useful when they become managers. Then we have a business analyst club, we have a marketing strategy club, we have fintech club, and we have a HR club. So students can choose based on their interest as to what kind of club they want to be part of, and all these clubs are driven or run by students themselves and mentored by the faculty. Yeah. So coming to pedagogy, what kind of teaching that we do is the case study approach, so as to develop critical thinking among the students. We have a lot of assignments and mini projects. There is again an internship program completely provided by the school, because most of the students would want to get an exposure of how corporates work, how things happen in the real world, that and whatever is learned, how to apply actually in the corporates. We provide internship. Then we also have outbound activity in the beginning of the semesters, workshops, seminars, and guest lectures I already talked about, certifications courses, as well as clubs. So students definitely can look forward to, apart from the classroom teaching, there are a lot of activities that students can be part of. Coming to the infrastructure, which is the most important part in taking a decision as to which university to join, which BCom college to join. One is we have smart classrooms, we have a Wi-Fi campus, we have seminars and auditoriums, we have equipped computer labs, as well as hostel facility, and also we have a center for performing arts, as well as cafeteria and food truck and so on. Just to mention it, we have one of the largest campuses in Bangalore. So we also have something special wherein we ensure that students are develop on their strengths and weaknesses. We have something called a mentorship program. Every student will have a mentor, and the mentor will sit with the student on a one-on-one basis and understand what are the strengths and weaknesses in the beginning of the program. And over a period of 3 months, the development or rather enough assignments as well as inputs are given so that the students ends up develops on the strengths as well as improves on the weaknesses as well. And so that he is able to develop new skill sets as a part of this mentorship program. And there are also special skill development program to ensure students meet industry standards. Our mantra is to ensure that students are always industry prepared, industry ready by the time they pass out of the BCom program. And there is a continuous effort to ensure students acquire communication skills, leadership skills, analytical skills, problem solving and collaboration through various kind of workshops and one-to-one kind of tutoring happens to ensure that the student develops the communication skills and leadership skills and other skills. Yeah. These are some of the programs wherein we had got industry experts. We also had Dalal Street Champion, where we also had a case study club and curiosity club. This is just to give an inkling of what happens. Yeah. So I would like to hand over to Dr. Chandra Kala, who would give an overview of the BCom program.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for setting the stage for us. Good morning to everyone. I'm Dr. Chandra Kala, the Associate Professor and the Program Coordinator in School of Commerce and Management Studies. I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all for this webinar. At the very outset, I would like to congratulate all the students for clearing your PUC and you have achieved one major milestone in your life. Now, the next question or the next step is to search for the best career opportunities so that you can chase your dream and you can enhance your knowledge and also get the best of your career opportunity. So when you think about to have a choice or choose the best of the programs you have to know, or you need to have the awareness about what are the choices which are available for you. So only if you have a good awareness about what choices you have, only then you will be able to know what is the best program or what is the best choice you can make. So if you ask me, when we were doing our BCom program, or when we completed our PUC in the commerce stream, we had only one best choice, that was BCom. And BCom is something which is a very evergreen program, which is always you have the employment opportunities. So basically, until the business is there existing in this world, the opportunity or the job opportunities for the BCom graduates will always be there, because for running a business, we need the best of the accountants and the finance managers or the other people who run the business. So all come under the commerce graduates. So if you ask me, the placement opportunities are always high for our BCom program or the BCom graduates. So the next question would always be that what would be the package? As I say now, that we have a good employment opportunity for our students or the BCom graduates. Now the next question would be asking about what is the package we would get in case if you join this BCom program. So a decent package of you would get if you are a BCom graduate. But yet, if you are looking up for a very high profile, or if you're looking up for a very good salary package, you need to do some kind of, the professional programs which would enhance your knowledge and also which would help you in getting globally recognized. So that is why, we at Dayanand Sagar University in School of Commerce and Management Studies, apart from our regular or general BCom program, we also offer this professional programs which would help you in chasing your dreams. So the main tagline itself is to lead the dream. So we help our future managers or the students to chase the dreams and achieve their, the best in their life. So here in Dayanand Sagar University in School of Commerce and Management Studies, we have this Bachelor of Commerce program, which is mainly designed to cater the needs of our students, effectively train our students in the field of finance, accounting, taxation, auditing, and management, which would enable our students to explore to the industry trends and make them the sought professionals. So as Sir was mentioning in the beginning of his opening remarks, so now as per the NEP education policy, we have 4-year program. So under the 4-year program, there's a lot of innovative things that has been brought in by the government. So we have also inculcated a lot of things in our program as well. So in our BCom, we have 4-year degree program, which is an honors program. And we also include a lot of core papers, discipline-specific papers. We have open elective papers. We have skill enhancement courses. We have the ability enhancement courses. That is, apart from a regular English, we also offer some of the foreign languages. So as we are giving the globally recognized programs, we also have to give some foreign languages, which would help the students to have more knowledge or an idea about these different languages, which would help them in the future. So we would be starting the foreign languages from the basic level itself, so that it would be helpful for our students to learn the language, because most of them, when I say foreign languages, when I do the counseling, the students say that we have taken Kannada or we have taken the Hindi as our second language, and we are not much aware of this foreign languages. We are not very sure of picking up this language. So we are going to start it as from the beginners level. So it is going to be very helpful for the students to learn, the foreign languages like French and German, which would be very helpful when they are looking up for their higher studies. And apart from that, we also train our students to take up the internship. So internship is something which would be very helpful for the students to understand what exactly the industry requirement is, what is that industry is looking for, what are the skill sets you need, what kind of, you have to make yourself ready. So we send the students in the 5th semester itself to do the internship. We help the students to get the internship through the placements, and we make sure that students, get an exposure before they complete their degree program to get into that, company or the organization, and to explore themselves and to understand what is that they're lagging in and what is that they need to know more about, or what are the skill sets they need to improve upon. So that is one of the, thing which we have included or we have introduced in the 5th semester itself. And during the summer vacation also, we would, insist our students to do some summer internship programs or the projects, which is mainly related to this internship related to the, CSR, NGO projects, so that the students also contribute to the society and also understand how things happen in the NGOs and how much they could also contribute towards the society as well. So these are something which we have, included in our curriculum, in our program. Now, as I said, anybody who's looking up for any kind of a program or normally wants to know about what kind of job opportunities that are available, will it be, will they be able to get it once they complete their UG program itself? Yes, you would get a lot of job opportunities in the areas of accounting, finance, taxation, risk management, wealth management. So all these areas are looking up for this undergrads who have done their BCom as their undergrad program. And looking up to the employment options or opportunities what you have, apart from organizations, you also get jobs in the government and private sectors. It could be banks, it could be other organizations, government, manufacturing houses, industrialist, areas. You would be getting the employment opportunities in the investment industries, in the educational institutions as well. You would be getting a lot of employment options if you choose this BCom program as your choice. Now, what are the job profiles you would be working in case if you get a job opportunity? Basically, you would be, an accountant, an internal auditor, or maybe a finance consultant, a risk analyst, or you can be a stockbroker. You can own your own business. You can be a tax consultant. So a lot of job profiles are there for a BCom graduate to grab. So as I said in the earlier, my talk as well, that if you get into a BCom program, you are very sure of getting a placement, because as I said, every organization would require an accountant or a finance manager to take care of their business. So you would be having a lot of opportunities. But if you are looking up for a very good salary package or enhanced package, or you want to get globally recognized, you need to do something more than what is the regular BCom program offers. So under that, we have in Dayanand Sagar University, we have customized these kind of programs wherein you also have the basic knowledge of all the BCom core papers, like it could be taxation or auditing or financial accounting. So we have kept that BCom basic program, plus we have introduced or we have collaborated with ACCA in a board, or with the CMA or CA. So give you an additional benefit of the knowledge, which would enhance you in knowing globally what is more required. So I'll quickly tell you about how the ACCA, CMA, or the CA program run in our School of Commerce and Management Studies. And later I'll leave the platform to the industry experts who are here with us, who give us more and more idea and insights about how this ACCA program or the CMA program is recognized, and what are the job opportunities you get, how what would be your salary package, and what are the other opportunities you get it. So these things would be more discussed with you from the experts. So under the BCom program at Dayanand Sagar University, we have, in collaboration with the ACCA, that is the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants from UK, which is a globally certified professional program in accounting. So this is something wherein you would be able to complete when you're doing a BCom program itself. So you would, once you complete 3 years of program in School of Commerce and Management Studies, you would be eligible to get your BCom degree. Plus, if you complete your ACCA qualification also, you would be able to get your ACCA qualification as well. So you would be able to get both your BCom plus your ACCA qualification alongside your BCom. Same as with BCom CMA. So the BCom CMA program is an association with the Institute of Management Accountants, USA. And we have tied up with the Miles Education, which is globally a recognized program again. And same here, once you complete your 3-year degree program, you would be able to earn your BCom degree as well as your CMA certification as well. So again, CMA is also a globally recognized program, which caters to the industry relevant skills, and it gives you the assured jobs and career progression, not only in India, but also in US. And the BCom CA program is wherein we have a regular BCom program. Along with that, we also provide the CA foundation coaching. So CA is a very common and known program in India, which is most of the BCom graduates would aspire to do it. So we have also give the CA foundation coaching in our university, which would mainly cater the need for the new age auditors and the tax professionals. Now, moving on, I would invite the speaker, Ms. Nitya Madam, to give more idea about the CMA program. And students, if you have any doubts, you can, very well ask the queries in the chat box. Madam would be helpful in solving all your queries. So I'm just, give me a minute, I'll just share the screen.
Sure.
Ma'am, is the screen visible?
Screen is visible, but my presentation is not.
Sorry?
The screen is visible, but I don't see my presentation. My PPT. Should I share?
No, I'm sharing. Just give me a minute. I'll just.
Sure. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for having me on the panel today. It's a great pleasure to meet all of you. All right, and good morning to all my fellow panelists as well. So, students, here I'm to introduce the CMA program. So, like how we mentioned, the US CMA is one of the professional qualifications which is globally recognized. So, I'm here to introduce this program. So, before that, I represent a company called Miles Education, which has around 10 plus years of experience in coaching these students for professional educations in the field of CMA, CPA, and all the finance courses. So more into the course, ma'am, if you can move on to the next slide. Yeah, next one, please. Okay, so I'll just quickly compare the US CMA course with all the other qualifications that we have. So US CMA, to put it very simply, it's CMA is an equivalent of the Indian ICWA that we have. So I've just compared US CMA against all the other cost accounting or the management accounting courses that we have. So in India, we call it as the ICWA or the CMA program, where it involves around 20 exams and it takes around 3 to 4 years. So like in your own program, it is very similar to the CA stream where you have a foundation, inter, and a final kind of a thing. So at the graduation level, you will aim at completing the foundation level and then get to inter, and then post your graduation, you get to complete your final. So same with the US UK CMA, CIMA, where you have 16 exams and you take 2 to 4 years to complete. But the only unique thing about, all of these qualifications are great, but to distinguish that from the other two courses, US CMA, the only advantage is you only have 2 exams and you can complete that in 2 years. So that's the attractive part here. So we'll see what these 2 exams are and why is it taking such a quick time in the further slides. Yeah, ma'am, if you can move on. All right. So this is a global footprint of IMA. So the image is missing, but still I'll take it like that. So IMA is the organization which is awarding the CMA qualification, like how we have the Institute of Chartered Accountants in India, which awards the CA qualification. IMA is the organization which is giving you the Certified Management Accounting or the US CMA certification. Okay, so we have presence of IMA in around 10 global offices and 300 chapters across the globe. And we have more than 140,000 members in 150 different countries. So that is just to explain the magnitude of IMA and where we are existing. And this actually opens up your career opportunities also. If you are an US CMA, you will be networking with all these individuals or the members across the globe in all these 150 different countries, and your opportunities and job openings will be there across all these countries because this qualification is recognized in all these countries where they have a presence. So, ma'am, if you can move on. Okay, so we will see, I just mentioned that it's only 2 exams, but it might be very curious why it is only 2 exams and how it is getting that equal qualification or even more recognition in relation to the ICWA qualification that we have. So the only key is we are covering only the key aspects what are needed for fitting into any kind of job role, any finance related role in the company. Okay, so we only have 2 exams, part 1 and part 2. The first part exam, which involves 6 skills or 6 sections as we would call it here, the financial planning, performance and analytics. And the second part is strategic financial management. So these are the only 2 exams that you will be taking. So you can complete that before the graduation. So by integrated course, we have actually made an effort to integrate all these 12 skills, 6 skills per part. All these 12 skills are integrated along with your graduation, where you will cover it as part of your semester. And we will aim to complete it in such a way that you have enough time to attempt for these exams, these 2 exams, both the exams in the final year, so that you can complete the entire course before you step out of the college. So that's the USP here. And okay, so I have my colleague Ria and Madan with me. who are here, who are qualified CMAs themselves, and Madan is also a qualified CPA, who are here to cover these presentation with me. So Ria, if you can cover the slide, do you want to take it over from me?
Sure, Nitya. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hi, everyone. Very good morning. And thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to introduce you to the CMA US course, right? So my name is Ria, and I am also a US CMA myself, right? And from my understanding, what the CMA US course offers is you will be finance and accounting professionals who will contribute to value creation in an organization. So if you have any doubts as to what a CMA is going to do, it is ultimately value creation for the organization that you're going to step into, right? So there are different areas such as planning, risk management, cost management, when it comes to performance measurement and making as well as analyzing decisions. These are the different areas for which you are going to be equipped for once you enroll with the CMA US course, right? Ma'am, can you change the slide? Yes. So as I just said, right, you are going to help in creating value for the organization. Now, inside the organization, you have different areas like design, implementation, managing, and also report, right? These are the different areas within an organization where a management accountant can help with and also take up the roles for. When it comes to audit, that is something which is external, which you give to an external auditor to audit firms. So there also you can take up those roles, but then again, that is very specific, right? So there you need to have that specific set of skills, whereas within the organization, a CMA can take up any of these roles. So to conclude, it is value creation for which a management accountant helps with. So there are certain responsibilities of management accountants, like they are trusted business advisors to the firm. They help the management in making decisions. They are also involved in strategic development initiatives. Basically, they work hands-on in adding value to different aspects of the organization. And also, CMAs help their knowledge, their skill set in improving the company's performance. Can you change this? Yes. So the CMA US certification, it is globally accepted, right? It's not just accepted in the US or just in India, but it is globally recognized. So this gives you the sort of agility, the flexibility to move on to different areas in an organization. So it's not just the finance department, not just the accounting department, but you are able to also take up roles and also contribute to areas like the operations, the HR, the IT also, and also you can move on to the executive leadership. So these are the different areas in an organization where a CMA can take up roles in. So as you can see on the slide, right, these are just some of the companies that we've listed, right? It's not just limited to this. It's mainly Big Fours and MNCs that give you the opportunity to take up CMA US roles, right? Being a CMA US myself and having worked in a Big Four, I can vouch on this that, you can certainly find the opportunities and the openings for CMA US roles in Big Four companies, in MNCs, Fortune 500, such as Big Fours like the Deloitte, EY, KPMG, PwC, other MNCs like BDO, Johnson & Johnson, and much more. So to conclude, CMA US course gives you that sort of a flexibility that, combined with the exposure that a prestigious institution like Dayanand Sagar gives you, right? That is going to definitely make you industry ready. So Madan, you can take over now.
Yes, thank you, Ria. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Madan, and I am a qualified CMA and USCP. Okay, today I'm going to talk about how exams in USCMA. Okay, basically we have two parts in USCMA, which is part 1 and part 2. Basically, we have 500 marks for part 1 and 500 marks for part 2. In this 500 marks, we are going to divide 75% for MCQ and 25% for essay. 75% comes for 375 marks and 25% is for 125 marks. In MCQ, you are going to get 100 MCQs. In essay, you are going to get 2 essays. MCQ, you are going to get 1 question. Based on that, you are going to give 4 options. You have to select what is correct answer. Essay, when it comes to essay, they are going to give 1 scenario because you are doing USCMA, right? Means you are you are a future managers. They want to check if you get any situation, how you are going to take decision. They are going to give scenario. Based on that scenario, they are going to ask some question. Okay, if you are a manager, how you are going to take decision, you are going to mention in that essay. Okay, in first part, we are going to divide that as a six subtopics. First is extra. Okay, when it comes to financial syllabus, it is a beauty of USCMA. You can see in first part how we can start business, that is planning and budgeting and forecasting. Then performance management, how we are going to manage our performance. Then it is going to talk about cost management. What is our cost? What would be our cost? Then it is going to talk about internal control. Then nowadays, technology is important. Technology is important for every company. If you take top 10 companies of the world, in that at least 7 to 8 company, you could see IT companies, right? It could be Google, it could be Amazon, it could be Facebook. All are IT companies, right? That's why we are adding IT. Then we have external financial reporting and analysis. Okay, next come to part 2, which says how to analyze starting business. Okay, in first part, we discuss how to start business, how to control our cost, how to control our internal control. In second part, it's already started, and how we are going to analyze our financial statement, how we are going to take decisions, how we are going to manage our risk, how we are going to invest our money, and how we are going to get returns. This is what we are going to talk about in part 2. When it comes to exam, it is flexible. Means if you want to take any Indian exam, government is going to fix some dates and you have to write in that date only. But when it comes to US CMA, you have flexibility to take exam. You can take any date. Means you can choose your own date. When you're prepared, you can book your slot and you can write your exam in Prometric Center. Okay, in Prometric Center, we have Prometric Center in Bangalore, we have Prometric Center in Kochi, Chennai, Mumbai. We have so many Prometric Center in India. Okay, next slide. Okay, how we are going to complete your CMA syllabus? We are going to complete US CMA syllabus in 4 sem. Means first sem we are going to add first 3 subtopics. Second sem we are going to add second sub 3 topic. First part will finish by first year. Means in 2 sems we are going to finish our first part. Then we are going to finish our second part in second year. Then you can take your exam in 5th sem. That is when you are in final year, you can take your CMA exam. Once you can pass all 2 parts, then we are going to suggest you, means we are going to help you to get job. Not helping, but once you get US CMA certificate, you don't need any help to get job. You will be landed in good job only. Yeah. Okay, we just don't have CMA, we have USCPA. USCPA is a certified public accountant, which is equivalent to Indian CA. To do Indian CA, we need at least 5 years. Let me give example. My cousin, he was doing CA when he was in degree. Okay, we were same class. He was doing CA when he was in degree. Still, he had to complete. But I completed my degree, then I did my CMA, then I did my CPA. Then I worked with Big Four. Then now I'm working with Miles. Okay, it is faster process, right? You are going to get same value, no changes in value for US CPA and CA in India. I worked in corporate. I worked with my CA colleagues only. Okay, there is no difference in value, but you are going to complete your CPA in soon. Yep. Like we discussed about CMA, CPA. Okay, these are the students placed in different companies. These are just examples. We place so many students in company. Yeah, that's it. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask in chat box.
Thank you, team, for giving the insights about the CMA program. Now I invite Aman sir to give away the details about the ACCA program.
Aman sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, could you please play the slides?
Yes. Is it visible, sir? The ACCA?
Not it.
Not it. Okay. Is it now?
One second.
And go to the presentation mode.
Yeah. Can go to presentation.
Is it visible now?
It is visible, but you need to go to the presentation mode.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, there you can click it.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. Thank you. Thanks
Morning.
to everybody involved in here for giving us this opportunity to present about ACCA. My name is Amal Matthew Chako, as already introduced. I'm an ACCA member. I represent Global FTA, an institute operating in Bangalore as well as in other parts of India, delivering ACCA courses. Ma'am, can we go back to the earlier slide? I'll come to this a little later. The earlier slide, please. Okay. So yeah, I'm sure most of you people are in this history studies, social science and all would have heard about revolutions, industry revolutions, mechanical revolution, revolution in terms of, or let's say for example, human inventions which altogether change, revolutionize the human life, steam engine or electricity for that matter, vehicles. We were walking earlier, from there we switched over to vehicles, and now we are flying. Within the same day, we can fly over to another country, right? So these revolutions, it impacts the human lives. It impacts definitely the quality of our life. It impacts our income, the human income as well, the standard of life. You and me are actually going through the fourth industry revolution. We may talk about the mechanical revolution, we may talk about the industrial revolution with respect to mass production, science and mass production. People say the first digital revolution already happened in the 1950s with the invention of computers and internet, etc. Then now we are at the fourth revolution, the digital revolution, or we can say it's all about robotics, it's all about artificial intelligence, etc. What happens with artificial intelligence? Now, think of textile industry. Decades back, whoever was working at a textile industry, our forefathers, the people who used to work at factories during that time, definitely they would have been doing everything in a labor-intensive manner. Then from there, the manufacturing industry switched over to machine-intensive techniques due to automation. A similar effect is happening even in the professional field, be it in the field of finance, be it in the field of accounting, be it in the field of financial services. A similar effect is happening. For example, I'm sure at least most of your students will be coming from a commerce background. You would know about journal entries, how to post entries. So if you can speak up. Ma'am, are they allowed to speak?
No, we are not allowing to speak. Otherwise, what happens? There's a lot of disturbance that comes in.
Okay, fine. So they
can type their questions in the Q&A.
Yeah, let me just, no, I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Anyways, let's move ahead. So think of, say, Amazon, or think of Walmart, these huge organizations, huge companies. Think of the kind of transactions, the number of transactions, the number of sales or the number of purchases that would be happening at such companies, such MNCs. It will be humongous. I worked at EY, one of the big four entities, for a few years. So I worked at a particular time where they were on a pilot basis, on a test basis, applying robotics or artificial intelligence into auditing. So I will just walk you through a small example of how it impacts the audit. Usually think of a large organization like, again, Amazon. The number of transactions that will happen there on a daily basis will be large, huge. At the end of the year, we will go there to get it audited. Now, what do you mean by audit? In simple terms, audit means nothing but checking, confirming whether transactions are recorded correctly. Whether the transactions are recorded correctly, or is there an error, any mistake, or any foul play, any fraud. That's what we check in audit in very simple layman terms. So for such an organization, when you go there to check their transactions, so for example, receivables or debtors, in Indian terms, we call it as debtors. Who are debtors? Our customers. Sometimes we will sell to our customers, we'll indulge in sales transaction with our customers on a credit basis. Rather than getting the money upfront on a cash basis, you will tell them, okay, you can pay us later. So such transactions are what we call as credit transaction. So what is a journal entry for a credit sale? I hope you guys would all agree. Debit the debtor and credit the sales. We'll debit it to the debtor, the receivable account, and credit to the sales. And then later, when you receive the money, we will say debit the cash. We are receiving the money, so debit cash or bank, depending on the mode in which the money is received, credit the receivable. This is a transaction cycle. Earlier, before robotics came into auditing, the auditors were meant to go in and they were meant to check all the sales transaction, all the credit sale transaction, confirm that okay, whatever money they have booked as receivable, they later got back or they later received the money. Because there is always a chance of overstating the assets of a business. The management may always try to window trust the accounts. They may try to project a better picture. So for that, they may try to overstate the receivables and the sales. So there is always this chance that okay, you don't recover back the amount. What were we supposed to do? We were supposed to manually check each and every transaction and confirm whether we received the money for this receivable, whether we received the money for this particular sales. We had to manually check. It used to take months to get this process done and understand this is just a small process of auditing. There is a heck lot of other accounts also that we have to deal with when we audit a company, a huge company. So to check, to confirm whether the transactions are recorded correctly for each of these accounts, it used to take months. But with robotics, what happened there is now we take the entire bulk of journal entries from the company. We'll ask for that. We'll take it from their system. We will run a program. It will be put into a software, and we call that particular, we create a cube, and then we will run a program. In split seconds, just like that, 2 clicks, and that's it. You will get a correlation report, a two-way correlation report. What is a two-way correlation report that I'm talking about here? Receivables, the debtors, should have a direct relation with sales. That is, whenever a receivable is increasing, it should reflect in an increase in sales because they are directly related. They are positively correlated. And same way, whenever there is a drop in receivables, unless it's a sales return, whenever there is a drop in receivables, it should increase the cash. When I credit my receivable, when I receive the cash, I will debit the cash. So there should be a direct relation between receivable and sales. There should be an indirect relation between receivables and cash. Whenever receivable decreases, cash should come in or bank receipt should happen. So within a split second, we will get the entire history of the thousands or if not millions or trillions of transactions that were indulged in by an organization in front of us. We'll get a correlation report. Wherever it's not matching, wherever it's going wayward, we'll get it as graph. We just have to click on those parts where it's going in different directions to understand what went wrong. Earlier, somebody had to sit and manually look into the transactions one by one at a time. It used to take months. Now, within a split seconds, we'll get it. Why? Because of robotics, because of artificial intelligence, data analytics techniques, etc. And that's the impact that robotics or artificial intelligence is having in any profession for that matter. So what happens with this? When robotics takes over, when artificial intelligence takes over, any task which can we move on to the next slide? So any task which can be repeatedly performed, any task for that matter, which can be repeatedly performed without human judgment, without human intelligence required, without judgment required, any such task, we can replace it. Companies can replace it. Just like the labor-intensive techniques were replaced by machine-intensive techniques during the times of revolution, industrial revolution. Now, with artificial intelligence and robotics, repetitive tasks can be replaced by robots, by software programs. What it means is, for companies, for MNCs, for huge organizations, they don't require, I would say, graduates anymore. I'm not saying that graduates will be jobless, but the number of job requirement comes down drastically. Rather, the job requirement or the specifications of job, the JD, the job description changes. Now the industry is expecting not people who can do just is the same kind of task again and again. Rather, they are respecting experts. They are respecting professionals. It's like, say, for example, the medical field. I have no disrespect to the nurses. Trust me, because my mother herself is a doctor, nurse. But think of the income that a nurse will get asked against, let's say, a doctor. Both are working in the medical field. But I hope you guys would agree. You guys could understand the difference in the paycheck that they will receive. When we are a graduate, we are basically like what do we say? A jack of all fruits. We kind of know everything, but only on a ground level, not on a very intrinsic, not on a very detailed level. When you go for professional programs, what they do is they will test the same topics in a very detailed manner. They will make you experts. Then you will become good decision makers. And that's what is expected in the industry now as well. In the industry, mechanical tasks which can be repeated again and again are getting replaced. And the companies want decision makers, good analysts, people who have good human intelligence who can make judgments. So if we move on to the next part, ma'am. So the end result is, with digital revolution, requirements of professionals are now taking up more and more prominence. The professionals are required more. Companies are looking for professionals than the graduates. So when, say, DSU is offering you at the same time, when you are becoming a graduate at the same time to be a professional as well, automatically what does it mean to you? It means better job prospects. It means better paycheck for your future. That's what the end result is. And yeah, now within this, there is actually like the speakers before me have already talked about, there are a lot of courses. There is CA, there is CMA, there is ACCA. I'm here to talk about the ACCA program. What about the ACCA program? Let's look at it in detail. ACCA as an organization was formed in the year 1904. 1904. 1904 or 1904. Think of it. It's been in existence for more than a century now. That in itself is the biggest testimony to the organization's ability to adapt. Think of the changes that happened after 1904 to world wars, industrial revolutions. So many things happened. The way people live their lives, the way people connect. Many things change, but ACCA held its ground. How? Definitely because they adapt themselves. They update their course. They are very practical oriented. They check with the employers around the globe on what are the latest industry requirements. They update the course accordingly, so that a student who gets qualified, say in 2022, is at par with the skills and requirements of the industry out there in the industry at the latest level. Our syllabus is not outdated, rather we stay ahead. We are always in conversation with the employers, the ACCA as an organization, and they make syllabus changes accordingly. For example, what have we talked about? The data analytics. When I passed out, when I become an ACCA member, it was not there in our syllabus. But when you look into the ACCA syllabus now, in 3 papers, they speak about data analytics in a detailed manner. In 2 papers at a very ground level, in 1 paper called SBL in a very detailed manner. Now, moving on to the ACCA, it's a course which is recognized in more than 181 countries. And the biggest, I would say the biggest advantage of ACCA, when you compare it with other courses, leave out the course, leave out the other parts, is the exam flexibility. You take any exam, Indian CA, Indian CMA, CFA, outside or CPA program, any program, usually the exam sittings will be 2 or 3 and they will club papers. In one sitting, one exam sitting, you will be expected to cover multiple subjects. Maybe a bit of financial reporting, then a bit of auditing, a bit of, say, management accounting, a bit of tax, so many papers at the same time. That's not what happens with ACCA. There is absolutely no group system at all. Rather, it's one exam at a time. The student gets an opportunity to look into one paper, one subject, look into it in a very detailed manner, analyze it, ask the doubts to the tutor, and then give the exam with complete confidence. So that That is the biggest takeaway. If I ask me, okay, why ACC over the other courses, it's purely because of this flexibility. One subject at a time, not one exam, rather I would say one subject at a time. You can focus on one paper at a time. In total, we have to cover 13 papers in ACC. But yeah, I'll come to the parts where there are exemptions. The DSU students get out of 13, 6 papers exemption, which means 13 minus 6, obviously you have to appear for 7 exams. But all of those 7 exams will be a case where one subject at a time. We won't be clubbing different subjects to one group or to one part. Rather, we will say one paper at a time, one paper at a time, so that you can focus on only that part, become an expert, pass the paper, move on to the next one. And yeah, compared to the Indian CA, we don't have a articleship requirement. You are not bound to serve for 3 years and as an article to a CA or anything. Rather, you can work in an MNC. For example, myself, I worked in a US company and then later switched over to EY when I was becoming member. When you pass the papers, you will become an ACC affiliate. When you finish 3 years of work experience, you will become a member. That's when you will see the difference in the paycheck, obviously, once you become the member. So 3-year requirement is there to become an ACCA member. However, there is no requirement that you have to work as an article. Rather, you can work in an MNC with your graduation or with your qualifications with a regular salary. That makes a huge difference. Think of it, 36 months. 3 years means 36 months. And 36 months, you can work on a regular work rather than working as an article for 5,000 or 2,000. That makes a huge difference in the long run. In that 36 months, do the math. If whatever extra salary you'll get when you're working as a regular employee. That is the big, especially when you compare it with, say, Indian CA or Indian CMA, that is another advantage. A global pass rate is around 35 to 50%, whereas when it comes to our institute, the institute that I represent, we do get way more pass percentage. Of course, that is the reason why we have been awarded by ACC the platinum approval. We are a platinum approved provider, tuition provider, which means our success rates are always above. For a continuous period, our success rates have been above, way above the ACC global pass percentage. The domains. Quite often when we talk about ACCA, we do have this misconception that ACCA means chartered accountancy. Or certain other people remember, believe it's just certification course, not a chartered accountancy as well. Let me just bring it together. What is ACCA? Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. Once more, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. It's a certified chartered accountancy course. It's a chartered accountancy course, number one. Number two, when it's chartered accountancy, please come out of the misconception that chartered accountancy is all about becoming auditor. Auditing is just one profile, just one small domain amongst a variety of domains that you can go for once you choose ACCA or once you become a chartered accountant. You can go for corporate business reporting. You can be an accountant. You can be a finance professional. You can be in treasury. You can be a stock market, stock broker, or an investment manager. You can be in the field of management accounting, dealing with budgets, planning, and things like that. Taxation. You can be a tax analyst. You can be part of audit, internal audit, external audit, statutory audit, or other assurance services like due diligence, risk advisory, etc. You can be part of consultancy. Then the latest one to get added to this list, you can be a data scientist. You can be part of data science programs. Then it doesn't end there. These are just the domains, the job descriptions. Actually, there are many more. I have worked as an academic author. You can become a tutor. Or if you want to go for further specialization after this, you can go for forensic accounting. It's an area of interest for many students. You can, after you do the ACCA, you become an expert already, then you'll be eligible to take up the, say the highest level of courses in US and all, like forensic accounting courses. If you want to specialize in one particular core area, then moving on. If you want to understand what are the job opportunities apart from this, just how to look into the ACCA careers. I'll not list down the all the company names. Of course, all the big fours, all the financial institutions around the globe, they accept ACCA graduates or ACCA qualifieds. But if you want to understand where all you can work, just how to go to the ACCA careers, search for yourself. As you can see on your screen, you can see by location. Search by location, search by job profile to see the different job profiles, the different job opportunities that are there within ACCA. It's ACCA directly host a page or host a website wherein there are ACCA careers. Provide your qualification matches their expectation, of course, the HRs will contact. Moving on, ma'am. It's a quick comparison of ACCA with the other courses, especially in Indian courses. Like I have already mentioned, no group system, number one. Rather, we can do one paper at a time. Time to complete it is much lesser. And you can do your 3-year experience requirement even after passing, becoming qualified. Then we do get assumptions. We get at DSU, you will get 6 papers assumption. I'll come to that quickly. The exam flexibility, I have already mentioned about it. Then they do get, you will get a few part qualifications as well if you opt for it. But yeah, since you are already doing a graduation at DSU, I don't think you would need a graduation, extra graduation. If you want, you can go for a master's with ACCA. And the exam pattern is going to be computer-based. It's not going to be paper-based. We follow the latest industry trend. When you go to any company, they're not expecting you to work on paper now. They're expecting you to work on a system. So that's clearly reflected in our exam structure as well. Moving on, the next part. Additional qualifications. I was talking about the last part. I don't think the first 3 are relevant for you because you guys are already going to enroll for a undergraduate program. But yeah, if you want to go for a master's program, after you're done with your papers in ACCA, you can apply for MSc in University of London. And of course, you don't have to appear for all the exams in there. Rather, you just have to submit a thesis. It doesn't mean like, again, just like that you will get it. Of course, the thesis should be proper. You'll get guidance for it. You'll get a mentor to get it done. But provided the thesis gets approved, you'll get a MSc, a master's from University of London as well. Which again, if you want to go abroad and all, will help you a lot. One more thing. Where all can we work with ACCA? Often the knowledge of students is limited to Middle East. We can work in India, you can work in Middle East, you can work in other countries, like say Ireland. I have a friend who is a manager at eBay and he's now working in Ireland. You can work in Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and many more countries with ACCA. This is just a comparison of, like I mentioned earlier, the comparison of GFT, global FTA pass percentage with the ACCA pass percentage. You can clearly see how we, more or less for all papers, have a much higher pass percentage compared to the global pass percentage. Moving on now. The ACCA exam details. The exam or the paper is actually divided into, the course is divided into 2 parts, fundamental level and then strategic level or professional level. At the fundamental level, we have a total of 9 papers. And that 9 papers is further broken down to 2, applied knowledge level 3 papers, applied skills level 6 papers, 3 plus 6, 9. And out of this, as you can see, the ones that I have marked in blue, they are all exempted for DSU students. What does it mean? You don't have to appear for the exam. You don't have to give the exam fee. You don't have to give the exam. They are exempted, which means you have to pick, so you have to appear for the remaining 7 papers. Compulsorily, you have to apply for the appear for the remaining 3 papers in applied skills: financial reporting, leave out that mark, financial reporting, audit and assurance, financial management. Then 3 papers at the applied skills level. Then come to the P level, the strategic professional level. SBL and SPR must be attempted. Then we will move on to the optional level papers. Amongst 4, we can choose any 2. Amongst 4, we can choose any 2 paper. And that depends on your preferences, your expertise, etc. At that time, at the time when you have to choose the professional paper. So in total, 3 papers from the applied skills level, 2 compulsory papers and 2 optional papers. 3 plus 2 plus 2, 7. That's what you have to appear for. Moving on, ma'am. There, of course, if you are becoming a graduate at DSU, it means you will be definitely meeting the eligibility criteria. We can move on now. Like I mentioned already, exams are very flexible. They are conducted 4 times in a year. 4 times in a year. At the beginning week of March, June, September, and December, which means a student don't have to wait for like 6 months to appear for an exam. Only condition is from the first date of appearing for the first P level paper, professional level paper, within 7 years, you should finish the course. That is, P level, we have 4 papers. To finish it, you have 4 years. The best advice for students who are already appearing for college classes is to take 1 paper at a time. appear for one paper at a time so that it's very flexible, it's very convenient. The exams are going to be computer based. They are conducted by British Council, very similar to the IELTS exams. And they'll be during the time of pandemic. Now ACC has come up with this remote based exam pattern as well. That is, if you want, you can choose to write your exam from the comfort of your homes. There will be MCQ questions as well as structured questions. These are the exam fee details. The tuition fee at DSU is separate, which the manager will speak to you separately. But these are fees that the student have to pay directly to ACCA. We don't collect it. DSU would not collect it. It is directly to be paid to ACCA for the examination. And yeah, the first 6 papers until taxation is exempted for you, like already mentioned. Then annual subscription fee, which the student has to pay. We are at GFT, we are an approved platinum provider. Basically, we do provide classes for CP as well. And yeah, if you move along, we can move along, you can see some of the advantages of doing ACCA at DSU. In effect, rather than completing your BCom course and then joining for the course, then you will get 4 papers exemption. But more importantly, it will take more time for you to finish the course. So comparatively, you will save around 1 to 2 years, point number 1. Then much budget friendly, pocket friendly. You do it on a retail basis as compared to you do it as part of a college program, as part of an integrated program. It will be much cost friendlier. Remember, a very flexible program where after your graduation, if you're very smart, if you're very hardworking, along with the graduation itself, you can finish it. Otherwise, maybe 1 year down the line, you'll be able to finish their work. The basic classes. Earlier, we discussed about the 6 papers that are exempted. So those basic classes, we will provide it for free so that you get the base, you get the foundation right when you appear for the papers at the applied skills or the professional level. Now that's an additional benefit when you're doing it at DSU. We'll be providing you with the basic classes free of course, completely free of course for those 6 papers. Of course, you don't have to necessarily listen to the entire 6 or attend the entire 6 class papers, but wherever it's really required so that it will benefit you, your knowledge, your base for the papers to attempt, then those classes will be provided to you free of course. Placement support and support to the student when they are going for the exam in terms of doubt clearance, extra revision, all those will be happening as well. So yeah, for those 6 papers, like I mentioned earlier, you will be getting classes free. Then moving on, these are our faculties, some of our faculties. But most importantly, you can see there's a list of a few rank holders. And I'm not just talking about Indian rank, world rank holders in different subjects from our institute. There are many more. This is some of the people who got it in the latest rank. So yeah, that's it regarding ACCA. Once again, thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to talk to you about ACCA. Any doubts, any queries that you have, you can ask me now.
So we'll actually look at the queries coming in the Q&A.
Okay.
We'll move on to the next session. Thank you so much. Could the screen sharing be stopped, please?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So students, here we are. I think it was a very comprehensive session, and we were able to get the following today. One, of course, we were able to understand what exactly happens at the School of Commerce and Management Studies. It's a superior, fun-filled campus life. Thanks to Dr. Trupta for giving us an insights of the department. Thanks to Dr. Chandra Kala for talking to us about the programs, the specializations that are available under the School of Commerce and Management Studies with reference to programs. Also, special thanks to Ms. Nitya Rajgopalan for talking to us on the career opportunities for the BCom students with the specialization of CMA. And of course, a special thanks to Mr. Amol Chako for giving us a brief on the ACCA certification. Opportunities for students when they look at a BCom program with the ACCA certification. So with these students, I think most of the valuable inputs that you were looking out for with respect to the program in commerce at the Anand Sagar University is with you. What I also suggest all of you is you could also visit dsu.edu, fill in your applications, come in to meet us at the campus. Our career specialists will be happy to meet you, talk to you, campus, give you a tour of the campus, show you your future classrooms, and definitely look at having you as one of our valuable students to come and join the various specialization programs that are available. With this, we come to the end of today's session. My sincere thanks to all the speakers for today, and also to the students and the organizing committee from the admissions team to have done, put up this wonderful session today. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.